I'm feeling grateful to welcome our next guest who is spraying love in all directions and awakening people for realizing the true meaning of inner peace. She is Ms. Amy Blesio, Mahamandleshwar Pandit Yoga Charani Swami Gayatri Devi. She's a Yoga Paripurna School Master and UPF Ambassador for Peace recognized by UN, received honorary doctorate by Techno India University and elected as advisor of this university. In 2010, she received the F. Gandhi Simplicity Award at the Mahatma Gandhi Memorial in New Delhi, India. Amy Blesio is patron of the Women International Network Award for Peace and Non-Violence and member forever of the World Peace Development and Research Foundation India. In Italy, she is member of Seta Mondo Association Board of Directors, Milan Department of Culture and contact person for the Rights and Equal Opportunity section. She is founder and spiritual guide in Milan of Suryanagra Ashram, president of the World Community of IC and TD of CUIDP, official Italian Confederation of Yoga and the International Yoga Confederation of Delhi, co-founder and ambassador of the World Movement of Yoga and Ayurveda. During the last 20 years, she has published her experiences in 12 books. So please welcome Ms. Amy Blesio.
Most welcome, Amy ji. We are glad that we will listen to you again. And the topic is Women's Spirituality, Rediscovering Divine Feminine Energy. Who can justify with this topic more than you? Most welcome.
Thank you. Namaste, pranam. I would like to take about the feminine energy and its spirituality and make understand that the elevated aspect of this concept. It isn't easy to explain why women have to carry a very heavy baggage. The fear that men have of women power. Women have a great and powerful energy due precisely to the fact of being women, mother, and pillars of the family. Energy that they must have for the fact of being a woman, matrix of life. Women also perceive the meaning of yoga. Talking about a spiritual aspect is giving more space, more breadth to the intrinsic meaning of the same word yoga, which means union. So I will explain how important the feminine spiritual energy is, that unites and doesn't divide. It is embarrassing for me as a woman to explain the importance of the women and the essence of the value of a woman. But I have received this request and I will try to take the opportunity to explain the true feminine value. My story in yoga begins from more than half a century ago. At the time, it was rare to find a yoga school, but there were a guru who mostly came from India, who teaching yoga, the union with the supreme self. Now, instead, yoga is proposed in every place of the planet, and there are more women who practice it. Unfortunately, the greatest attention is dedicated to physical yoga, and sometimes even to gymnastic competition. I personally don't like very much the gymnastic concept of yoga, but if you try to think, for example, that this exclusively physical practice that could have also an important action that work on the body to silence it. It can be, at the end, a good practice too, which is sometimes used to avoid the disturb of the mind. It is difficult to try to make the point on the spirituality, even if now, in the last half century, yoga has involved the female gender, as also in this argument. The woman, spiritually in yoga, is deeply connected to their intrinsic nature, to their ability of connection and intuition, their empathy and sensitivity to the natural cycle of life. It is a path that inspires authenticity and expression of the self, allowing women to explore and embrace their powerful inner strength and their ancestral wisdom, even if reach deep spiritual level is an individual and subjective process. Yogic tradition and practice offer tools and paths that can facilitate and support this spiritual search. I believe that the feminine approach is very important. Women are the most involved in the family, and the spirituality of yoga is a great value that changes life for the better and also become a good teaching for the whole family. And here the woman, I see her as a guardian of life, as a spiritual and cultural rule that contributes to maintaining the basis of society and transmitting culture, tradition, and great values to future generations right from birth. Women should be recognized as a messenger, having a high value that isn't only procreation, but also the ability to be polyedric, because as a woman, she has to think about many things at the same time. And the man is more direct, but less complex. In fact, man's brain is more analytic than a woman's, and they think in separate compartments. The two hemispheres of a woman's communicate with each other. Also because women must to have a natural ability to move between various roles and responsibilities, often simultaneously. This multitasking ability is rooted in the deep awareness and an innate connection with the cycle of life. It isn't just about managing together and about entire network of relationship, emotions, and growth processes, both personal and collective. Women have a unique ability to create it and maintain sacred space, physical and emotional, and in eternal present. The transcendence of time is a fundamental concept for understanding a full and filled spiritual life. This way of seeing and experiencing time is like us opening to higher awareness and deeper connection with spirituality. It comes naturally to women to recognize that the true purpose of a spiritual practice isn't only to refine one's status in the world, which would also be very important and useful, and also to transcend the limitation imposed by time, by the moment, and improve the entire world itself by better habits and even refine the society. And the women have accepted the beauty of being a woman and not try to be a man. A sage said, told about women when um, wanting to be a man, it is best a woman. In the Shiva cosmic Tandava dance, in competition to the Lasya dance of his wife Parvati Shakti, Shiva performed a position that required lifting this leg very high, a posture known as Urdhva Tandava. When was Parvati's turn, she decided not to replicate that posture. Despite she was a divine dancer of equal skill as Shiva, she declined from lifting her legs high to maintain her sense of feminine grace. So she preferred to lose the competition. This story is often cited to illustrate the balance between strength and grace, destruction and creation, masculine and feminine. In short, welcoming and accepting one's nature for a woman is very important. She is always in connection with nature and also knows how to act. Let's now see a little history that describes the woman as a matrix of life. Feminine spirituality is a path of rediscovering and reconnection with the powerful energy of Shakti, a concept that contains an intrinsic power present in every woman. It is a spiritual journey that often leads to the rediscovery a peculiar aspect of being a woman, and ever more so when she is a matrix of life. You have to remember it. This value have long been second place in history, as have, among others, the intuitive wisdom, creativity, compassion, and the inner strength of Shakti, which presents the creative principle of the universe. If we went back to the origin of Indian culture, it was Aditi, the primordial mother, the infinite and eternal, the energy that gives life, that nourishes and transforms. Aditi is the power that penetrates an entire universe without form, without limits. Her nature is pure existence and awareness, and that goes beyond space and time. Aditi creates the sky, the house, which is the first act of manifestation that helped to create the diversity. Aditi could only create another herself, but the multiplicity of form is due to the union of the two, equal and different, principles, Aditi and Yaus. The feminine energetic power implies a return to the primordial roots, is the symbol of the great Mother Earth and the sacredness of the feminine, present in many spiritual traditions of the planet. Honoring the Shakti, the woman, means recognizing her power and can happen through the exploration in oneself and one's energy and acquiring a deep compassion and love for all, a peculiar nature of feminine. Rediscovering the divine feminine energy is a journey toward one's most authentic essence, a process of awakening the power that every woman possesses inside. Through the conscious spiritual practice of yoga, it is possible to have access to this energy and experience it fully and harmoniously. Feminine spirituality invites us to celebrate our nature, our innate wisdom, our ability for transformation and creation, of which the woman, Aditi, the creator, is the main architect. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you very much, respected Amiji. You nicely summed up, and it was empowering to listen to you about feminine power. you, you did absolute justice. You mentioned about the woman should not try to be like man. They should uphold, embrace their own femininity. You also mentioned about Shivas and Parvati, the story that they had, and how Parvati gracefully modified things in her own way. You mentioned that the strength and grace can go together, male and female goes together, destruction, creation, they have their own identity. You also said that Aditi is the primordial mother of all, and embracing our own femininity is the journey towards our most important essence. Thank you very much, Amiji.
I was naughty, sorry.
You are amazing. Thank you.
On
Thank
behalf
you.
of United Consciousness, I thank Ms. Blesio for sharing her views. Thank you so much, ma'am.